So before I start my story, I'm going to tell you that, and I'm going to date myself. There's this movie that says that life is like a box of chocolates because you never know what you're going to get. That's a lie. You still get chocolates, and that makes you happy. Life is like a box of jelly beans. Then you really don't know what you're going to get, right? Well, that's what my grandmother Mariana used to know. To know Mariana was just to know passion. When that woman opened her mouth, you could see confettis and hearts coming out of her mouth. That woman knew how to love. And if anybody was more aware of that passion, was my grandfather Demetrio. And they were neighbors when they were little children. And the way Mariana tells the story is that she says that she was born and then she fell out of her mother's arm, and Demetrio caught her, and they were together ever since. So they got married in the 1920s. Mariana was 15 and Demetrio was 21. And they went to live on a ranch on the Sonoran Desert that was somewhat near the city. And they had 12 beautiful children. They had 12 beautiful children. They had 12. I wish to tell you that they were living happily ever after, but around town it was very well known that my grandfather Demetrio had an affection for skirts. He wasn't wearing the skirts, he was chasing after the skirts and the girls who were wearing the skirts, right? But Mariana always pretended that that wasn't happening. And most of the time she was able to keep that away from her life. So this one time, and let me tell you, Mariana ruled on that ranch with an iron fist. A loving iron fist, but an iron fist. She had to. She was raising 12 children. She was taking care of the 24 hands that were helping with the children and the ranch. And I'm not talking about the cowboys. I'm talking about the helping hands at the ranch. So she had to rule, with an iron fist. So one of those days, Mariana is preparing lunch for all of the people that are coming down, and she's directing everybody. And she's saying, what are you thinking? Get those forks ready, and are the beans ready? And please make sure you start with kneading the masa so they can have tortillas by the time they come. And at that moment, Olga, her cousin, comes and says, Mariana, I need to talk to you. And Mariana is ignoring because Mariana is directing everybody to do what they have to do. And Olga's like, Mariana, I really need to talk to you. And Mariana's like, wait, I have to do something. Mariana, I found her. I know where she lives. You could hear a fly going by. Mariana was quiet, and the people that were in that room can tell you that her spine straightened up a little bit, and you could see all of the emotions going to her face. First it was deception, then it was betrayal, then it was anger, and then it was fury. Mariana turned around and looked at Olga and said, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. So you know where she lives? Yes, I know where she lives. Are you sure? Because the last time you came with the same gossip, que sí, Mariana, it is. I know where she lives. I can take you there. Mariana, that's the moment when people knew she lost it, because she turned around and said, you take care of the tortillas. You take care of the beans. You grab the kerosene and the matches and put them on Olga's car. I know what's wrong with that woman. I don't know what's wrong with the rest of the people, because they did exactly what Mariana asked them to do. They put that kerosene and those matches in the car. And Olga still drove her to the girl's house. So on the way, Olga's talking to Mariana. It's like, Mariana, what are you going to say to that girl? And Mariana's like, I'm going to knock on her door, I'm going to tell her what she's doing to my family, and then I'm going to tell her to get out of that house because I'm going to burn her house down. Okay. They get to the house, they get down, they get off the car, and they start circling the car to see, through the windows to see if there was somebody, and Mariana's knocking on that door. Nobody opens the door. So Olga says, okay, Mariana, here's the kerosene. And she's ready to start pouring kerosene, and Mariana's looking down, and Mariana says, wait. before we do anything, look at those red geraniums. I don't get them to grow like that in the ranch. Help them put them aside, let's put them away from the house so they won't burn down. Well, there you can see Olga and Mariana moving all of the plants because poor plants, they're in the Sonora desert, and why would you want to burn them if it's so hard to grow them, right? And they're in the middle of doing that when Mr. John, the neighbor, the next house, peeks over and he says, "Hello, ladies, can I help you? Is there something that I can..." "Mariana, how are you? It's so good to see you." They were church friends. They knew each other. And Mariana has plants right in front of her. And she's like, "Nothing, I just came to see..." And Olga's like, "Carmen. Oh, I came to see Carmen because I had a few questions." And he's like, "Carmen? This is not Carmen's house. This is Lupita's house. Carmen's sister. Carmen lives 2 blocks away from here." And Mariana's looking at Olga like, "I'm going to burn her house after I kill you." Anyway, so Mariana's like, "Oh, really?" And John is like, Mr. John is like, "Well, how are you? I didn't see you at the service at 9 o'clock in the morning." And Mariana's holding the plant with one hand and the kerosene, can on the other. He's like, "Yeah, one of my kids had a cold, so I had to go to the service at 7 o'clock in the afternoon." "Mariana, what are you doing with that kerosene can?" And she's looking at the can, she's like, "Oh, it's because we just came from the store and there was a sale of kerosene and we wanted to let Lupita know that there was a sale." "Oh, okay. Am I going to see you at the church service next month?" "Oh, yeah, my son is fine. We'll see you there." So they just grabbed the plants and lovingly put them back. And then they grabbed the kerosene cans and they put them on the car and they drove all the way to the ranch. Now, I don't know if you have ever been in trouble with your mom. This is the way Mariana sounds when she was saying, "I asked you if this was the wrong house and the wrong person, and you said it was. You suck at bringing me information, blah, 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 blah." It comes to the point where you start listening because it's like, blah, blah, blah. They get to the house, and Demetrio has not arrived. But you could see the horses coming. So Mariana looks at the horses, and there's just dashing to that kitchen. She puts the apron on and starts making tortillas, and Demetrio comes. While Olga is telling Mariana, "Mariana, that may not have been the house, but that was the woman. And he is cheating on you." And Mariana's looking at Olga making the tortillas, and Demetrio comes right in. We all knew Mariana. She was a woman of passion. So when she was angry, you did not want to be in front of her, and boy was she angry at Demetrio. She looked at Demetrio, and then she said, "Hi, sweetie. How was your day? Are you hungry? Maybe I'll come over here and start fanning your dad because he must be really hot." And that woman treated that man like a king. She did not say a word. And Olga's like, well, everybody was like, because they couldn't understand how come Mariana didn't say a word. Finally, Demetrio finishes his lunch, and he goes to take a nap. And Olga approaches Mariana when she thinks that nobody's listening, which of course everybody's listening, right? And she says, "Mariana, why? Why?" And Mariana looked at her and she said, "I could have burned the girl's house down. I'm not ready to burn mine." After many, many years, Demetrio died first. He was like 54, 55. Mariana died when she was 84. Her very last request before she died was that she would be buried in the same place where Demetrio was buried. But you're not understanding. She was buried exactly on the same place where Demetrio was buried. On top. Because she said that her job was to be on top of that man until the very end.